Eliott and Nina.
Welcome, you guys, to the Cookout. We are joined by some very special guests. We got DJ, producer extraordinaire KYGO, and at least one of the top three Jonas brothers, Joe Jonas. Welcome to the Cookout, you guys.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
We are glad to have you. Now, we only have one rule at the Cookout, is that you got to bring something for us to eat. So what is your favorite dish that you would bring to a cookout? KYGO, we'll start with you, and then Joe, you can chime in after.
My favorite dish. I'm very bad at cooking in general. I'm never in the kitchen, but I will say we do have like kind of our own version of tacos in Norway, like Norwegian tacos we call it, which is probably one of my favorite like type of food. So I guess I will bring you some Norwegian tacos, and you can decide if you like the Norwegian or Mexican better.
Okay.
What makes them different?
Well, that's like a good question, but we have like our own kind of like seasoning for the meat. But I guess it is very similar to Mexican taco, but I think it's better.
Okay.
Of course.
I'm gonna probably just bring the weed edibles because I feel like every cookout needs a walk with the cousin.
True.
I sure as hell had my walk on Thanksgiving, so I would just encourage that. That would be part of we'd take a little siesta and then go for a little walk for 30 minutes.
For sure. Now, do you tell them that it's like in the brownies, or you just set them out like, here's some dessert, guys?
Oh no, that's bad. That almost happened to me like a couple years ago, where I had like some like weed chocolate with regular chocolate, and let's just say that person had a great time, but they didn't realize it.
You got to be careful now, Joe. You're a dad.
You gotta be careful. Yeah, no, that was years ago. Like I said, that was years ago.
Well, we do need to say congratulations to you on everything. We just saw you got a new house. You're moving to Miami.
Yeah, I'm in my new house right now. Yeah, I'm so happy, and I think it's been nice to be here. I didn't have to go very far to shoot this video either. We shot it here in Miami for the song Dancing Feet, and so it was quite funny because I'm like, oh cool, we'll shoot it at my house. We'll shoot it like in my neighborhood. But what you start to realize as you tour and you work as a musician is you're never actually somewhere for longer than like a week. So I ended up having to fly in for the video. But regardless, we had a blast. We had a great time.
That's amazing. Yeah,
we have a chance to watch it.
Yeah, it looked like a lot of fun, and we got to talk about this new song, "Dancing Feet." KYGO, let's start with you. Was this kind of like your idea to bring back DNCE and let them be a part of this jam? And what's the vibe that you wanted people to get from this?
Well, I don't know if it was my idea, but I definitely had I had this song laying around, and I knew that Joe would kill this song. Like his voice was just perfect for it. And I definitely had DNC in the back of my head when I sent it to Joe, and actually that was just perfect timing because I didn't know like what he was thinking with the band, or if he was going to do the comeback or not. And then he had just started thinking about releasing songs with DNC like before I sent him the song, and then this song felt like the perfect kind of mix between my sound and DNC's sound. So it was just perfect timing, and sent him the song. We recorded the vocal in LA, and everything just came together very organically and very quickly.
Yeah, it really was the perfect timing. I was working on music. It started to sound like DNC stuff because that's how it goes. Oh, my necklace just fell off. Oh no.
Hey.
So like I started working on music, and then I quickly realized, oh, this is DNC stuff, and luckily, KYGO was down to do some stuff together, and then he sent me this track. I was like, holy shit, this is perfect. This is exactly what I've been looking for. And so we picked it as the tune to relaunch the band. And I was like, all right, let's move up the calendar a little bit, and let's get back.
I'd ask you about too, Joe. I mean, going back and forth between Jonas Brothers and DNCE, is there a different Joe? Like, how do you know which song fits better for what?
Yeah, it's like a whole different wardrobe. I look at them like, all right. Now, I feel like in the past, DNC was so important for me to like find myself. I mean, I felt like it was my college years. Most of the time we were out on tour. It was nonstop. It was go, 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 go. And then putting my full attention to the brothers for a good amount of time and letting that kind of just take the lead. But one thing we promised each other as brothers when we decided to get back together as a band, we said, look, if we want to go and do individual projects, whether it's acting, music, family time, whatever it may be, let's just allow each other and ourselves to have that freedom, because then we're not going to look at each other and be like, I can't stand you right now. I just want to fight you. That still happens, but it's not as often anymore where we get to have that time for ourselves and our individual projects. And DNCE can live on and be this ever growing and breathing thing. And then I can go hop on stage with the brothers, and it's not like one has to stop for the other.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And we kind of seen it on the last tour. Like, people were ready for some DNCE, because you would do Cake by the Ocean and it would be one of the songs.
It was nuts. It was such a tease. And we had Jin Ju, who was in the band, come on stage. Jack's always been the drummer for the brothers, so it felt natural to kind of just start this process of bringing the band back.
Absolutely. So you get to know each other when you're doing a video shoot for this brand new song. I want to know what you guys learned from each other. Like, KYGO, what's your favorite thing about Joe now that you spent some time, you shot a whole video? Like, what did you learn about Joe when you guys were on set? And then, Joe, you can give your response.
Well, obviously, Joe's great, like very professional. But I was impressed by his social media game. We talked about that earlier. He was on point. He posted, like, from a little video shoot, he posted like 20 TikToks and was live on Instagram like 3 times. And I was just, he was just so on it. And I'm the opposite. I'm so bad at creating content, doing stuff for social media. So I gotta say, I was very impressed by his social media skills and how he's connected with his fans and how he lets them get a little sneak peek of everything. So I definitely got to learn something from that.
Well, I'll say, look, for KYGO is as I've gotten to know him, he's one of the most personable guys and so down to earth. And I feel like he's been behind the scenes for so long doing incredible songs, and then you see him on stage and he's larger than life. But it's always nice after doing this for, I'm going to age myself, 20 some years now. I've met them all, I've met the good ones, the bad ones, and the ones you don't speak to anymore. And KYGO's, top of the list of good people. And also he's a pretty good tennis player. I got to say, I got to see some skill. We played tennis in the video, and he was like, I don't really play. And he started swinging. And I was like, are we about to go right now? Is this about to happen?
So I'm always in it for the competition,
Love it. We did have a chance to watch the video, and it's a fun vibe. You're feeling ready for summer and spring. And the beginning of it, you guys play valet drivers.
Yeah.
Joyriding in one of those cars. Every time I see something like that, I feel like people do that in real life. Have you ever had a moment where you feel like maybe somebody took your car for a ride?
Oh yeah. I mean, it's kind of tricky to tell because I have a Tesla, so I don't have that Ferris Bueller's moment where I'm looking to see if they messed with my car. I guess I could check the battery essentially, but I'm like, I don't really have that type of Lambo. We and KYGO definitely on set were both like, is this for sale? This car?
Yeah.
We both loved it so much.
We
might just have to share it, but. The movie Magic, we were actually on a classic massive truck. So this car is sitting on the truck, so we can obviously hang out of the window and stuff. We weren't just as reckless of drivers as we look in the video.
That's crazy.
Do you think anybody's ever taken yours?
I don't think so. We don't really do valet parking in Norway, so I don't really have anyone. Well, maybe some of my friends probably stole my car. To Tokyo when I was sleeping, but I don't think that has happened. No.
Good. Yeah, park it yourself. You can't trust anybody out here.
No, yeah.
But KYGO, you got some festivals coming up, like South by Southwest, Ultra Music Festival. It kind of shows your all around skill. Maybe kind of describe the feeling of what it's like to DJ a live set versus being in the studio and producing a song. Do you prefer one or the other, or do you get different vibes from each role?
It's definitely it's very different. It's almost two opposites. Being in front of a crowd is so much energy. and but I guess like if I had to choose, I would be in the studio making music, because that's what I love to do. But doing both, it's just so fun, like being able to take a song that you've been working on all alone, or maybe with some of the people in the studio, and then be able to play it live in front of thousands of people and hearing them sing along and like dance. It's a very special, it's hard to describe that feeling of happiness when you can see the reactions live to one of your songs that you've been like putting in so much work to make it sound perfect. So but it's definitely it's very different. Studio and show is two completely different worlds.
You guys have had a chance to perform this song, right? Did it happen once?
We played a show
yeah.
for the Super Bowl. KYGO DJ'd a party the day before the Super Bowl, actually, Sports Illustrated party. It was crazy. I mean, it was a proper, like, you just thought it was a music festival. I mean, I pulled up and I was like, oh, it's like this, okay. I mean, I had no doubt KYGO brings in a good amount of people, but it was packed. I mean, people were hanging out of windows. It was nuts, and it was a great performance. And to play the song live, it just sounds so great. It's always a little bit daring and scary playing new songs live, because you just have people watch or film and they don't know the words, so you forget that. But I was overwhelmed with how people reacted. They were legit dancing and singing once they kind of start to get the lyrics down. It was cool.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's definitely a vibe. All right, before we let you guys get out of here, we do life together on this show, so I feel like you guys came across this situation. You could probably help us out, because we need a guy's opinion. One of our listeners wrote in, and they're having this situation. Nina, can you explain what's going on?
Yeah. So this guy hit us up because he's upset that his girlfriend's been going out with her friends, and then she doesn't come home. She's having sleepovers away. Now, the girlfriend doesn't think that's a big deal because she's like, I'm just out with my girls, but he's starting to have a problem with it. Now, we don't think there's cheating necessarily, but he still has a problem with her just sleeping not at home.
Got it. My advice would be grow up. You're a grown man, and you don't own her, and she can live her life. And as long as she's not doing anything inappropriate or she is being shady, then you should just be fine on your own and be a big boy.
I agree. 100%.
Wow.
Two different people living their own lives, be supportive. He should be supportive of her. That's great.
Okay, that's tough love from Joe and KYGO.
That's all you need to hear.
That's it. I mean, I had an opinion, but not anymore. They changed my mind.
She was a fan of you both before, and now.
I mean, again, if there's something peculiar or shady, that's one thing. But if he knows she's he should be excited that she still has good, healthy relationships with her friends, because people grow up and have falling outs, and then he can go get a pint with his buddies.
Yeah, that's what I feel like the opposite. Like, if it was the opposite, if a guy was spending the night at his friend's house all the time, I feel like the woman would have a problem with it. Like, oh, wait, where are you at? Who are you with this whole time? What's going on?
I don't know. I disagree. I feel like it comes with confidence. You just go, like, you trust your partner. That's what it's about. If you trust them, you trust them.
Trust them.
I guess it's about trust. At the end of the day, it's about trust.
Okay, Mike.
This and play it to their boyfriend and be like, leave me alone.
Yes, you heard it here from Joe and KYGO themselves.
Yeah, there you go. I needed the air horn.
Points of emphasis, what I say.
A lot of things we're excited about, though. It's great to see you guys again, see you together, DNCE coming back, KYGO. I know you're working on a bunch of stuff too. So thank goodness music is back, and so is live music. Doesn't it just feel good?
Yeah, finally.
I know. Thank you guys for taking the time to hang out with us. And
thank you guys. It's good to see you again. And I hope you guys like the song, and we'll do this again. And if you also, of course, anybody needs relationship advice, me and KYGO are launching our podcast called What Would KYGO and Joe Do? And
yeah. We'll call it.
Listen to that. I would
combine them together, KYGO or something. Like
KYGO, there you go.
KYGO, yeah. That's good.
All right, good luck with everything, guys. Thank you.
See you soon.
Thanks, guys.
Peace.
Yep.